In this video, we're going to discuss the user interface of Vegas Pro 15. Now, this is the default window layout you should get when you start up Vegas Pro 15 at first. Now, this is fully customizable, and you can kind of accidentally customize it as well. If you've already messed this up, or you've messed it up in the future, and you want to go back to this layout, it's very simple to go back by going up to View, Window Layouts, and select Default Layout. Now, they've also provided several other layouts here that you might want to use for certain things in your workflow. Like there's one for audio mixing, there's one for color correction, and they even include this, Vegas 14 Default. Let's click on that. Now, if you've used Vegas Pro 14, you're probably used to this layout, or you may be used to this layout. And if you want to go back to that layout because you like it, you can select the Vegas Pro 14 layout. If we go back up here to Window Layouts again, you'll also see you can save layout as. So you can customize your own layouts, and then you can save them. And you can actually have multiple layouts that you create yourself, so you can go back and forth between any window layout depending on the task or type of video that you are working on. It's all up to your preferences and the way you like to work with Vegas Pro. And over time, this may change, and it also may change as you start to do different types of videos. So let's go back to the default layout, and let's go through this real quickly. You'll see over here there's these different tabs down here, and down at the bottom, you'll see this is the timeline right up here, and this is where you'll see your media, like your video and your soundtrack to the video, any audio files, any titles or subtitles that you want to superimpose over the video. They're going to go down here on different tracks. Up here where these tabs are, controls what's in this window. So if we go to this first tab, which is selected, this is Project Media. Any media, videos, audio files, picture files that you bring into the project to use in your video will be pulled into this window. And you can actually also create subfolders in here to organize them if it's a really complex project. The next tab up here is the Explorer tab. Now, the Explorer tab shows you like the stuff that's available to you on the network and on your computer. So if you need to go to some data on one of your hard drives and pull some videos out there, you can just browse through what's on your computer basically, or what you have access to on your computer. If you plugged your iPhone or another device in to your computer and it appears as a drive or a device that you can access through your computer, that should also appear up here as well. Tab after Explorer is called Transitions. This gives you a bunch of choices here of the type of transitions you can use. Transitions are to do just that. They transition through multiple segments or clips within your video. So if you have two different clips that you shot and you want to transition from one to another, you could cut directly to it, or you could use any number of types of fades to fade from one to another and to smooth the transition. The next tab we have is the Video Effects tab, FX for effects. This gives you all sorts of effects that you can use, from chroma key, which is to do green screen effects, to black and white, which will change your color video into a black and white video, and even color balance and color correction for your videos, and many, many more things that are not only included within Vegas Pro, but you can get extra effects from third-party software companies as well. And then the final tab that we have up here is Media Generators. What the media generators do is anything that you would do with text, like to make a title before your video starts, to put titles in the video itself, or subtitles, or whatever you want to do within the video that has to do text, basically. The media generator does that, and there's a bunch of different choices here. For example, here are different scrolls for credits and titles, and they're already pre-set up for you. You just select these and you change the attributes in them and change the text in them to be what you want to be. You can click back on the Project Media tab there to kind of put us back to the start of where the default would be. Now, if we go over here, you'll see the video preview window right here. This previews any of the media that you are using down below here in the timeline, and so as you're editing stuff down here and you want to see how it looks, you can use this preview right here, and you just click play to use it. There's another tab here. This window right here actually has multiple windows within it. And this window right here, if we click on this, it's the trimmer, and the trimmer is kind of an advanced feature to kind of do rough cuts. So when you bring in your clips, a lot of times you have stuff you want to cut from before or after them. You can do that in the timeline down here, and that's how many people do it, particularly with smaller videos. But some people prefer to trim those clips first to get them a little closer to what they should be, and then they fine-tune it down here. So that's just another way that you can actually edit and trim clips that you include in your video. And this final bar right here is the master volume for the video project. Now you can move these different windows around as well. Like for instance, you can undock, let's undock transitions. We can actually undock this and put it in other locations. Like for example, if we hit Control, we can put it right up here, and then we let go of the left click button on the mouse, and then let go of Control, and it creates another segment up here. Now, we may not want that, so let's click down here on the tab again and pull this out so it's a separate window. You could keep this as a separate window and put it on another screen, or keep it in this screen if you prefer to do that. Now, what we'll do is let's bring the Explorer up to full size, and what we're going to do is we're going to drag this up here and hit Control again and drop this down like this. Let go of the left mouse button, and it puts it back on the timeline down here. And if we reduce the size of it, we have pretty much back to what the standard layout is. Now, the other thing we can do is we can click right here and move this over, because originally it was in this position. No, actually, it was one more over. So we can put it back into its original position. So by clicking and moving left or right on here, you can move the order of these tabs, but be careful not to pull it up or down, because it will undock it and then you'll have to redock it. All right, so we're going to go back to Explorer actually, and we're going to go here to Vegas Pro Bootcamp, where we have some files here, and here's a sample video that I created so that we can edit it. And I'm going to just double click on this. All right, now when you initially start up, it's going to ask you, do you want to set the project settings to match this media? We're going to go yes for now. I'll explain that more later. And so it's actually brought up a video into the timeline right here. And you drag that back over here. All right, so now if we go to the project media, you'll see that appears in the project media. If you look down here below the timeline at the bottom right here, there are a lot of different icons down here. These are for editing, and we'll see what these all are for, but these are a lot of kind of quick icons to do things. All of these functions are pretty much up in the menu up here as well, but a lot of times you have them down here because these tend to be most used. This can be customized as well as rest of the interface can be customized. So you can add or remove things down here as you need to use them. All right, so that's the overview of the user interface for Vegas Pro 15.